The recovery of lost abilities. People with neurological disorders often experience both motor and cognitive impairments, as well as speech disorders, vision problems, and impairments in smell and taste. In the brain's network, many areas can be interconnected and dependent on each other. On the other hand, there are studies and evidence showing that people who are missing entire brain areas have no limitations or symptoms.
Missing brain parts, responsible for these abilities, were replaced by other parts of the brain.
This is due to the brain's remarkable ability to construct a kind of detour and compensate for the missing abilities in other areas. This can include language, motor skills, cognitive functions, and even emotions, which, through extensions of the brain, can also lead to improved biochemical production.
The studies on patients that provided evidence proving the brain's neuroplasticity is capable of previously unthinkable expansions open up new possibilities. Through targeted neuromotor training with embodiments and music, we can restore abilities that patients had already lost. This is exactly what we have achieved, as we will see shortly in the video.
This ability brings up the possibility that the neurotechnical tools are able to restore functions that have already been lost. It is precisely this capacity of rebuilding new structures that explains why people with neurological conditions can regain speech, a more fluid gait, balance, clear pronunciation, and a more expressive facial expression. Here are some testimonials reporting about their experience.
This is our Neurotango Tango therapy group with Parkinson's patient. Let's start with Wolfgang. He passed his driving license with 84 years and his Parkinson's disease, diagnosed with Parkinson's disease for 15 years. The initial issues were coordination problems, an unsteady gait, a partial tremor, and speech difficulties. He trained Neurotango only about 2 years. His greatest achievement after 4 years of tango therapy, Neurotango, was passing his driving test. In Germany, regular assessments of driving ability are mandatory for patients with chronic diseases. Now, let's move on to Dorothy. She struggled so much with her voice that it was nearly impossible for anyone to understand her.
Yes, I can speak properly. Again, not whispering or being anxious. In any case, I have also become more self-confident and I no longer accept everything.
Dorothy, 86 years old, diagnosed with Parkinson's for 10 years. Initial issues, constant falling backward onto the back of her head, unclear and very soft speech, difficulties formulating words, shy and anxious in the company of others. Her greatest achievement is regaining clear and understandable speech, as well as developing a confident demeanor for greater self-determination and increased joy in life. She also found a new partner, whom she met during her daily walks in the park.
The 14 days here in Mallorca have helped me to walk better again after 11 years of walking disability.
Renat, 74 years old, diagnosed with severe walking disability for 14 years. Initial issues, limited mobility and endurance problems, balance difficulties.
My name is Gerd. I am 77 years old and I have been doing tango therapy for 2.5 years.
Gerd had also big problems with his gait and his mask-like facial expression.
When I first started the therapy, I wasn't feeling very well. In particular, my mask-like expression was probably always noticeable, and that has improved significantly now. I am also very happy that I am doing this tango therapy now.
Gerd, 86 years old, diagnosed with Parkinson's for 25 years. Initial issues, severe tremor, significant movement limitations, balance and endurance problems, mask-like facial expression.
I can now slowly stand on one leg, and that can extend to 10-12 seconds. All my condition has definitely improved.
His greatest achievement is being able to walk long distances quickly and improving his mask-like facial expression.
I am absolutely and completely very surprised by this short-term, unexpected success.
Rainer, 62 years old, diagnosed with Parkinson's for 10 years. Main issues: rapidly progressing disease, severe coordination problems, balance issues leading to falls, slowed speech and movement, depressive moods caused by the disease progression. His greatest achievement through Neurotango was significantly slowing the decline of his cognitive and motor abilities, improving his mood, and renewed hope and joy in life.
And that has really benefited both of us. It was really nice.
Dieter, 66 years old, diagnosed with Parkinson's for 11 years. Main issues at the beginning: apathetic states, severe fatigue, significant curvature of the upper spine. His greatest achievement, though, Neurotango, was regaining independence in daily life, including taking the bus to the course on his own and no longer suffering from apathetic states. His wife was moved to tears when, after years, it became possible again to enjoy an ice cream together in the city. Hans, 76 years old, diagnosed with Parkinson's since 2005. Main issues at the beginning: severely curved spine, intense back pain caused by his stooped gait. His greatest achievement through Neurotango is walking upright and reducing back pain. He no longer needs a walking aid.
Let's now return to the rules of the brain and explore more fascinating discoveries that have the power to transform our lives.
Rule number 3 is that the brain creates patterns. An ability or memory is never isolated or a standalone piece. It is always embedded in a network of interconnected pieces of information. We have already learned in rule number 1 that the brain learns on multiple levels. This explains why physical, neurological, psychological, and social effects are interconnected. Learned knowledge or movement is always linked to a multitude of other information and processes. Multidimensional stimuli and learning experiences are more likely to be stored in memory compared to isolated pieces of information. This is why a holistic therapy method that integrates motor, cognitive, and emotional learning content is much more effective than one-sided approaches.
Neurotango is a holistic therapy form. The storage of patterns is enhanced through multiple anchor points in the brain: physical, psychological, and social.
For instance, in some physical therapy methods, the focus might be solely on training a single leg. Similarly, in certain cognitive therapies, the emphasis may be on learning individual vocabulary words without incorporating situational application, which is crucial for effective cognitive learning. Situations inherently provide emotions, or at least a sense of meaning for the learner, enhancing the learning process. All learned patterns are reflected on a physical level. Even positive or negative experiences, such as joy, success, stress, or bullying, are physically mirrored in our gestures, facial expressions, and posture, even in our overall aura or presence. These processes are known as embodiment.
Embodiments refer to all internal and external processes that are conveyed through the body. External situations, physical movements, or postures can have biochemical, psychological, and physical effects. At the same time, it also encompasses internal feelings, thoughts, and processes that manifest through the body or can even lead to illnesses. Both aspects are of interest to us. However, what is most important for us is that we have integrated movements into Neurotango that have triggered significant psychological and physical changes.
The body absorbs external moods, stress, and problems, reacting holistically. For example, beyond emotional states like bad moods, sadness, anger, or depression, somatic processes are triggered, such as high blood pressure, heart palpitations, hormonal responses, and metabolic changes. Prolonged exposure to negative stimuli ultimately leads to illness. While we are often aware of this, we frequently fail to act or change these situations quickly and effectively.
With Neurotango, we have developed a therapeutic approach that can influence psychological, neurological, and physical states through embodiment. This has already been demonstrated by hundreds of therapists in their work with patients. Perhaps you too are interested in the training to become a Neurotango practitioner, enabling your patients to experience this transformation.